you're a hedgehog, and you have supersonic powers.
Ball up right now and roll! Action! Come on, honey, and you're brave, and you're scared. Hey, focus!
I want you to think about the marketing opportunities here.
Okay, in front of the paper.
What part of supersonic speed do you not understand?
The right hedgehog is hard to find. New Sonic Adventure 2 Battle with extra 2-player action. Only on Nintendo GameCube. Rated E for everyone.
All right, I'm sorry I yelled at you.
Sonic Adventure 2 Battle represents a landmark for both Nintendo and Sega. Once rivals in the late 80s and 1990s, trying to dominate the video game world, Sega's beloved mascot finds himself entering the house of Mario. But how did this happen? First off, Battle is an expansion port of the original game for the Dreamcast. Sonic Adventure 2 began its development shortly after the release of the previous Sonic Adventure, with the team behind it taking inspiration from San Francisco to create the first Sonic level. Around its release in 2001, Sega announced that they would be discontinuing the Dreamcast and would become a third-party developer, leading to Adventure 2 getting a new release on the GameCube. The expansion port that Sega made had improvements in the textures and graphics. They added multiplayer and various other upgrades. For the game's main storyline, Dr. Eggman invades a facility run by a military task force named Gun. With the use of a Chaos Emerald, he revitalizes a black hedgehog named Shadow. He asks Eggman to fetch him additional Chaos Emeralds and to meet him in the abandoned space colony, Ark. Sonic is captured by Gun when they mistake him for being Shadow, but he escapes from a Gun helicopter and is chased throughout a city. After a brief encounter with Shadow, Sonic is once more taken prisoner by Gun. Meanwhile, Knuckles clashes with expert treasure hunter Rouge the Bat over a Master Emerald. However, Eggman captures it, but Knuckles smashes the emerald into numerous pieces, which he manages to gather and rebuild. Rouge, who is secretly working for the government, travels to Ark and strikes a deal with Eggman and Shadow to get more emeralds for use in the Eclipse Cannon, a super weapon designed by Eggman's grandfather, who also created Shadow. Tails and Amy rescue Sonic from Gun's Island headquarters, while Shadow, Eggman, and Rouge collect 3 emeralds on the same island. Eggman uses the emeralds to power the Eclipse Cannon, which destroys half of the moon. On a global broadcast, he threatens the entire world that unless his demands are honored, he will destroy the Earth within 24 hours. It is now up to Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy to stop him. The gameplay is divided into 2 campaigns, Hero and Dark. Hero follows Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. Dark follows Shadow, Eggman, and Rouge. The characters have levels that are the same as each other. Sonic and Shadow levels are fast-paced platformers. Tails and Eggman levels are slow-paced mech shoot-'em-ups. Knuckles and Rouge have treasure hunting levels with open environments and a radar system to discover 3 parts of a certain object. In addition to the main game mode, there's multiplayer and the Chow Garden. Beginning with the latter, the Chows are beings who first appeared in Sonic Adventure. They serve as virtual pets for the players to raise. During the main game, the player will encounter a Chow container. Inside, there is a Chow key that will allow the player access to the Chow world. Within the Chow world, there is Chow Garden and Chow Kindergarten. The garden is the main area where the player can home their Chow, feed them fruit, and give them chaos drives and small animals that will boost up their attributes, such as flight, power, swimming, stamina, and running speed. In the garden, there is a cave where the player may play as their Chow in Chow Race and Chow Karate. These minigames are also available in multiplayer mode. In Chow Kindergarten, there's Black Market, a shop selling products such as fruit, seeds, hats, and eggs that hatch different colored Chows. Chow Classroom, where Chow learns to sing, dance, draw, and play instruments. The principal office is where the player may obtain advice on how to raise their Chow. The health center is where the Chow's health may be examined. And fortune-telling house, where a psychic Chow gives the player's Chow a name. In multiplayer, there are 6 modes. Action race, 2 players race to the finish line. Treasure hunt, whoever finds pieces of a Master Emerald first wins. Shooting battle, 2 players blast at one another until one player's life has run out. And finally, kart race, which was a level in the main campaign. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle received mixed to positive reception. Critics praised the upgraded graphics and gameplay, while some felt that it was a downgrade of the Dreamcast version. At the first week of its availability, Battle sold over 2.56 million copies. The legacy of Battle has led to fans seeing it in a more positive light. Furthermore, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle has the debut of Rouge and Shadow, the latter of whom received his own game spin-off, Shadow the Hedgehog, which was released in 2005 for the GameCube, PlayStation 2, and the original Xbox.
What is real? Is it the light? The emptiness? Your fear? The terror will consume you, and nothing will be what it seems. Eternal darkness, only for Nintendo GameCube, rated M for mature.
Eternal Darkness: Sanity's Requiem was created by Silicon Knights. It was planned to be on the Nintendo 64, but the decision was made for it to be a GameCube exclusive. The story of Eternal Darkness takes place over different time periods and locations. In Rhode Island on 2000 AD, Alexandra Roivas heads to her family's estate after her grandfather, Edward Roivas, was murdered. Frustrated with the lack of progress with the local police, she investigates throughout the mansion and finds a book called Tome of Eternal Darkness. Reading the book, there are accounts of various individuals in the past who have encountered an ancient evil that seeks to spread eternal darkness to the world. With the gameplay, it consists of fighting monsters and solving puzzles to move on in a certain location. The player can attack in a general direction or target an enemy to focus on individual parts of the body. There are many classes of enemies that the player must defeat or avoid. Each class also comes in a few varieties, and there are subtle differences between them. The game has 12 playable characters from different time periods and different locations. Examples are Alexandra Roivas in Rhode Island, 2000 AD, as previously mentioned, Pius from ancient Persia in 26 BC, and Elia from 1150 AD. Each character has their own 3 major parameters: health, sanity, and magic, and they have access to a limited number of weapons. There are various pathways to choose in the plot, each with slight implications on gameplay in chapters and interlude intervals. Magic can be used by most characters and consists of spells that can damage opponents, protect and heal characters, and can be used to solve certain puzzles. All spells require the player to combine a series of runes to cast them. Another gameplay aspect is the sanity effects. A sanity meter will be provided to the player. This meter, when low, will influence the character's grip on reality. This can include a skewed camera angle, heads of statues moving their heads, and disturbing noises. Stronger effects include walls and ceilings bleeding, subtle changes to the environment, the character suddenly dying, and fourth wall breaking effects, such as faking a TV or game malfunction. At the time of its release, Eternal Darkness: Sanity's Requiem earned near universal critical praise, with high ratings on game rankings and Metacritic. It won awards like Outstanding Achievement in Character or Story Development at the 6th Annual Interactive Achievement Awards, presented by the Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences in 2003.
planet that only knows fear needs a hero that has none. Starfox Adventures, only for Nintendo GameCube. Rated T for Teen.
Starfox Adventures is a new entry in the Starfox series. The original Starfox was released on the Super Nintendo on March 26, 1993. It was a 3D aerial rail shooter that took advantage of polygonal graphics thanks to a Super FX graphics chip in the cartridge. The sequel, Starfox 2, would have been released in 1995, but around that time, the original PlayStation and the Sega Saturn were demonstrating the capabilities of 3D graphics, and many felt that this would be the future of games. Starfox 2 was shelved, but managed to be officially released on the Super NES Classic Edition in 2017, and is available on the Nintendo Switch online service. After the cancellation of the sequel, the team behind it worked their efforts on making Starfox 64, which was released on the Nintendo 64 on June 30th, 1997. Around this time, the development company Rare was creating a new IP called Dinosaur Planet. Its development started after the release of Diddy Kong Racing. Dinosaur Planet would revolve around Saber the Wolf and Crystal the Fox. Shigeru Miyamoto looked at the game's content and noticed that it bears a resemblance to the Starfox series due to the anthropomorphic characters. It was then that both Nintendo and Rare agreed to change the project into a Starfox title called Starfox Dinosaur Planet. The Saber character was changed to Fox, and the project was soon made into a launch title for the GameCube. Around its release, Rare was bought by Microsoft to make games for the original Xbox, ending the association between Rare and Nintendo. The story takes place on the planet Serenia, where it's in danger of being ripped apart by the tyrannical General Scales and the Sharpclaw Legion. Crystal, the planet's only survivor, sends out a distress signal. General Pepper contacts the Starfox team to investigate. Fox encounters the Queen Earthwalker, who tells him that Scales stole 4 spell stones, which places the planet in danger. She tells Fox to meet the Warp Stone and rescue her son, Prince Tricky, at Ice Mountain. After Fox rescues Tricky, he becomes Fox's sidekick. Armed with Crystal's staff, Fox must save Serenia. The gameplay departs from the 3D rail shooter of the previous Starfox titles and goes for a linear action-adventure approach, similar to the Legend of Zelda series. The player controls Fox McCloud as they explore the planet Serenia to find 4 spell stones and the Krazoa spirits, and return to Krazoa Palace to save Dinosaur Planet. Fox is equipped with a staff that acts as a weapon and tool for exploration. The staff can be upgraded with powers that aid in combat and puzzle solving. Within the levels, the player will find scarabs. They can be used to buy healing goods, new equipment, and maps of the different locales. The second game mode is Arwing mode, which works similarly to other Starfox games. After choosing a location, the player will enter an orbital phase, where they dodge obstacles as they shoot down enemies, have a chance to soar through the silver ring to regenerate health, and use super bombs to take out hordes of enemies. Fans and game journalists gave Starfox Adventures mixed to mainly good reviews, with some believing that its departure from prior Starfox titles to a Zelda-like gameplay mode made it feel like it was not the real Starfox game. GameSpot named Starfox Adventures the second best GameCube game of September 2002. It also sold more than 1.82 million copies.
Get ready for eye-popping, jaw-dropping GameCube action with Mario Party 4, where good friends go at it, live and uncensored. With Tag Match Battle Mode, 4 players pair up in a battle royale of 50 mini-games, played at the corner of madness and mayhem. Mario Party 4. because it's not a party until something gets broken. Only on Nintendo GameCube. Rated E for everyone.
Mario Party 4 is the fourth installment of the Mario Party series and the first on the GameCube. The original series started on the Nintendo 64. The gameplay of a Mario Party title is that there's party mode. In party mode, 4 players are on a game board where they take turns rolling a dice block, 1 to 10, leading to how many spaces they'll move on the board. After the players have taken their turns, a random minigame will follow, and the winner will receive coins. The coins can be used to purchase items, pass through gates, use Boo Ghosts to take coins from other players, play the lottery to win coins or items, and purchase stars. The player with the most stars wins. Items can be purchased from the item shop or landing on mushroom patches. Mega Mushrooms turns players into giants, allowing them to roll 2 sets of dice blocks and crush enemy players with coins. Mini Mushrooms shrink players and can allow them passage through small pipes. Various types of spaces are scattered throughout a board with each effect. Blue spaces give a player 3 coins. Red spaces will take 3 coins from a player. Happening spaces would activate a positive or negative effect, and battle stages would activate a battle minigame. The playable characters are Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, Yoshi, Wario, Donkey Kong, Princess Daisy, and Waluigi. The minigames are divided into 7 categories: 4-player, Story, 2 vs 2, Battle, Bowser, 1 vs 3, and etc. Manta Rings. Players will swim through as many rings as they can to earn points, with golden rings worth more. Whoever has the most points wins. Book Squirm. Players must move on a book with falling pages that have shaped holes. The player who's the last standing without being flattened wins. Stamp Out. Players are given a large stamp where they must put their assigned color on a canvas floor. The one who shows the most color is the winner. Cliffhangers. Players must climb up a snowy mountain. While climbing, strong winds will attempt to blow the players off, so they must hold on to the mountain. Otherwise, they will fall down. Candlelight Flight. Set in a dark room, the solo player is equipped with a candle, and the 3-player team are equipped with water guns. If the solo player can keep the candle lit and avoid the team, they will win. Hop or Pop. While inside a spiked ball, the solo player must run around a stadium to pop the team player's bubble. The team can jump around to avoid the solo player. Trace Race. Each player has a giant crayon and a long path that they must trace. The winner depends on the accuracy of the trace. Mario Party 4 received mostly mixed to positive reviews from game critics. Praise was given to the graphical improvements, the multiplayer, and the variety of minigames. But some felt that this new entry may not be able to bring back players who were burned out by the previous Mario Party games. Story mode was also criticized for its slow pace. The game won the award for Family Game of the Year at the 2003 Interactive Achievement Awards. It sold over 1 million copies from its release to December 27, 2007 in North America, and an additional 902,827 copies in Japan. Bomberman Generation is the 19th installment in the Bomberman series. The first game was developed by Hudson Soft. It was released in Japan in 1983 for various home computers such as the MSX, NEC PC, Sharp MZ, and the Fujitsu FM. In 1985, it made its way to the Nintendo Entertainment System. In the following years, the Bomberman series has been on the Sega Saturn, Game Boy, TurboGrafx-16, Nintendo 64, and the original PlayStation. The gameplay of Generation has the player going through 6 worlds, with each having 5 levels. The levels have environmental puzzles the player would solve, battles with Pokemon-like creatures called Cherubombs, and mini-games such as the Bomji Jump, where the goal is to jump into a moving log that is flowing down the river. Motor Bomber, where the player must ride the motor bomber while avoiding obstacles. Bomber Marathon is a race to the goal and avoid being crushed by a tumbling boulder. And finally, Rail Bomber, where the player will ride a rail lorry to reach the goal and take out obstacles on the way. With multiplayer, there is Standard Battle, where players can defeat each other by using bombs. In Reversi Battle, players must use bombs to flip the color panels that match their assigned color. Coin Battle has players breaking coin barrels to collect coins. Dodge Battle, where players must avoid falling bombs. Finally, Revenge Battle, in which players get points on how many moles they can take out with bombs. Bomberman Generation received a positive reception. Nintendo Power Magazine awarded it the title Most Underrated Game of 2002. Sonic Mega Collection is a game compilation created by Sonic Team. The game's director, Yujiro Ogawa, wanted to make a game compilation that would introduce young kids to the Sonic series during its run with the Genesis. To make emulators of the games, Sonic Team gained the help of publisher BR1 Japan. Sonic CD was intended to be on Mega Collection, but was dropped due to storage issues. Mega Collection includes the titles Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Sonic & Knuckles, Sonic 3D Blast, Sonic Spinball, and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. There are also unlockable games such as Blue Sphere, Knuckles and Sonic 2, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Flicky, and Rystar. The reviews were positive, praising the quality of the game's controls and the conversion of the older games. Mega Collection would have an updated version with Sonic Mega Collection Plus, released on PlayStation 2 and the original Xbox, which includes 6 games for the Sega Game Gear.
You know me, the fighting freak Knuckles, and we're at Pumpkin Hill. You ready? I ain't gonna let it get to me, I'm just gonna creep. Down in Pumpkin Hill, I got to find my little speed. I know that it's here, I can sense it in my feet. The great emerald's power allows me to feel. I can't see a thing, but it's around somewhere. I'm gonna hold my head, cause I have no fear. This probably seems crazy, a graveyard theory. Our ghosts try to approach me and got leery. Ask him a question and he vanished in a second.